Hey, g'day guys.
Are we the right way up today? Thumbs up if we are facing you and you don't have to turn your phone sideways to see us this week. Are we all good? I don't even know if we can see thumbs ups. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah. How are you all? Have you had a good week? We've had a big week. As you can see in the background, we've got a few tinies. I saw a thumbs up. Great. We've got a few tiny homes behind us that we can talk about this week. And what's exciting is that they are all here because we're filming this week, the TV show. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But I thought that we might get a little bit more professional in the way that we do this. Oh, thanks, Rachel. We're the right way up. Great. The way we do this and sort of have a few little segments so that when I put it up on YouTube, you can do a timestamp and say at 5 minutes we're doing this and at 10 minutes it's Q&A or whatever. So that way, if you want to skip the stuff that you're not interested in, you can just look at the information and just go along. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to have a bit of an intro. We're going to do a little bit around the farm because what I found is that a lot of people who are interested in tiny home living are also interested in living in a rural setting. So we thought if you're interested, we'd share a little bit about what we're doing here around our farm because we also farm as well as build tiny houses. So I thought that would be good to do.
Sounds like a plan, don't
Yeah, because this week we had a really big thing going on. This week we dispatched one of our calves. Now I should say straight up because that's probably a little bit sensitive to people who might not be meat eaters, that we very much respect our animals. We raise and rear our animals. We believe that we are allowed to eat meat that we've grown, and we respect the animal from the beginning to the end. Everything is humanely done. Our animals live in a beautiful area of the world and they are given all the good things. They have a beautiful life and we respect them even in their death, and then we don't waste a bit, and they sustain us beyond their life. So we are really grateful that we have been able to raise our cattle, and then we've now had our first...
Not just any sort of cattle, Dar. We're talking Murray Grey cattle.
Murray Greys.
Murray Greys.
And that's one of our, what's it called? Colour schemes is the Murray Grey colour scheme. Right, yeah. And everything we do here is actually based around our farm. So you know that our homes are named after our grandchildren and our colour schemes are named after something to do with the property. Pecan Hill, because we have pecan trees that we grab the pecans out of and make yummy pies and slices and caramelised pecans and all those good things. So g'day from Blackbutt. Hi, it's been a beautiful day. It was very hot here today. I don't know how it was in your part of the world. And so the beginning of our lives, we're going to have a little bit of an update about what we've been doing at the farm. So we had a mobile butcher here this week to do one of our cattle for our own consumption. Yeah,
lovely young guy, Mark from down in South Coast Butchers, South Coast Mobile Butchers. Anyway, when he came up, what he does, he actually brings up his own cool room, one that he made himself on his trailer. He brought it up here, and then we, like I said, when we dress the cow up, we let it hang. You've got to let it hang for about a week or something. So it means the actual meat itself, it's not as tough. It also, it takes away the gamey taste. And all that sort of thing. So let it hang for a week. So what he does, he actually provides the cool room to let it hang for a week on our actual farm.
Yes. That got us thinking.
That got us thinking.
Because we're always up for a new idea.
Always up for new ideas.
So we're putting it out to you guys. Pretty much we've decided that anything that's on wheels, anything that you could do on wheels, we could build for you. Yeah. So, for example, we were thinking all these different ideas. Imagine if you were, let's say, an accountant, an office worker, and you had a business that went into different industries and you did bookkeeping or you did accountancy work for people or you wrote wills. You could set up a mobile office and you could drive to car parks in shopping centres and do come in for a will thing for an hour's consultation, or let me do your books, let me talk to you about financial advice. And you could literally set up in the car park somewhere, take your mobile office, everything's in it, the computer, everything. You just take it, you set it up.
Yeah.
And
that's the beauty of it. With the mobile office, you've got your own computer, you've got all your gear. You can either do it off grid or you just simply plug it in the power where you get
wherever you're going to.
So you might have a number of establishments where you actually do the bookkeeping for, as an example. And the office manager comes out and gives you the box of goodies, and away you go.
You could have a mobile Pilates studio, a mobile dance, like a smaller, for children. You could take that anywhere. You don't have to now go and hire an actual building. You could drive your business anywhere.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm so excited.
It got me thinking, and as I think you know, I've been building for 35 years, and when I've gone to see clients, or potential clients, you take over a bit of a portfolio, maybe a photo album with some previous projects that you've built and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And anyway, so that sort of got me thinking, what about a mobile billboard, right? And effectively, okay. Maybe maybe about a 4 metre long tiny house, and as you're aware, we build our tiny homes out of refrigeration panel. Now, on one side, rather than you can put your cladding around all three sides, but maybe the face side, we could actually get your best landscape job you've ever done. You love it. It's got waterfalls and fountains and plants and all sorts of stuff going off. We take an actual photograph of it. We reproduce that life size straight on the side of your tiny home. So then when you go to do a quote, you rock up, there's your moving billboard on what you do for starters. Bring the client into your tiny home to discuss the quote and the estimate that you're doing for them, right? But inside the tiny home, you have all your photos, previous projects.
Exactly. It's all there.
You have your office desk. But best of all, you have the contracts of sale there.
It's all there.
Hey, puppy, let's
so what do you reckon?
So...
Don't you think that's a good idea? I think it's a great idea. You don't need to go and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars getting office space and having people come to you. You can go anywhere. You could go to them. You could move interstate. It doesn't matter. You've got your office with you. You could buy a tiny house to live and actually have another one as your office that you drive around.
Several of our clients are actually in our second loft. They're actually making that into their home office. So approximately, we're doing the second loft at the moment about 1,200 wide. But we can go wider than that, of course. But 1,200 wide is plenty to put an office desk. The full width is 3 metres. So filing cabinets, office desk, computer, chair, all the gear. Looking out the window.
Had somebody here just say that their sister's a hairdresser. What a great idea.
Wow.
So what the only thing you'd need to do with that is to have tanks for the water so that you could, you're still washing hair and everything.
Absolutely.
But
in the tiny home itself, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You could build that. Tell her to talk to us. We could do this.
That's
we could
what
do
I'm
this for any business. We could make a tiny home that your business goes with you.
No, so normally, people that work from home doing hairdressing, right?
Yeah.
At the moment, people have got to come to them because they've got all their gear set up inside their little garage or whatever at home. But now, mate, you can actually turn up
anywhere.
With your hairdressing studio right there. Start hairdressing. We can put a sink in it.
You can do blow dries in the car park before people go into their formals. At the school. Quick, everyone come in, get your hair.
Talking. Now
you know what I'm saying?
That's a bit... we're going to patent that.
I've got some kids. Someone who wants to be a hairdresser. Someone. That is
a
great idea.
That's a great idea.
And you know what we love, right, is when we start talking and then you guys interact with us, the ideas get better and better. And look, we can make any of those things happen. So, and to a budget. So the size, everything. And how much does it cost when you're renting somewhere? So a hairdresser. COVID, of course, elderly clients into their into the retirement villages.
What about the school proms and stuff like that? You could turn up at one of people's
I don't think
place.
they're called proms.
Oh, they're not proms? Oh, that's American, though. I've been watching too much Google.
I think, what are they? Formal.
Formal here,
yes.
yeah.
Blow drying in the car park.
Yeah.
Why not?
Wow.
You know, nails, I'm not sure. I
Yeah.
don't do the nails, but...
Snap off.
So we just had this idea all from the mobile butcher coming and thinking, and so we're talking to him about actually his business is expanding so much that he's looking to get 3 or 4 more mobile butcheries because he just can't keep up with the demand for people on farm wanting to butcher their own for their own consumption. So, and he's a licensed butcher, so we could actually sell it, but we've got enough people to feed.
To feed, yeah.
So,
and we won't tap into it now, but our because one of our daughters is a barista and wants to do her own business.
Yes.
So I mean, coffee shop on wheels, of course, but this one, the one that we've got developed, we're not going to expose it right now because this is gold.
You will want one of these.
You'll want.
If you're in
if you're
the
a barista,
hospitality
you
industry,
want your own business.
Yes.
Hey,
wait for that to come out. Wait for this model to come out. It's going to be fantastic. Mobile tanning salon. Now there you go.
Oh, wow.
There's another one. I don't know how we'd go doing that, but I think that's a great idea.
Well, that's it. I mean, turn up at people's places, massages,
And
whatever. The whole shooting shebang.
You could literally gurney out the inside of our tiny house. It's not because it's refrigerated panel. It'd be easy to clean. Well, there you go. That's another great idea.
Fantastic.
Keep them coming.
Keep the ideas coming.
Yes, because we just love community and we love collaboration, and I've just never really been one to sit under sort of a business model where you're just told what to do and go and do your job. It's like the best ideas come out of people working together. That's right, hey? So, so anyway, film shoot. Onto the film shoot. So that's happening this week. So, how do you do that? So there's the one that's getting filmed for our clients. And then this one here is another client model. Then this is the little red that's a little bit further back. And then that way, that's the Emerson right down there that you can see. That's the new model that's just about finished. And it is the 2.4.
2.4 wide.
Yeah.
4.3 high. So it comes under all the standard registration. And we'll talk directly about the weight. But ultimately, the registration of that is... actually, might as well put that on the table now. Have that little competition thing going.
Okay, so last week in our Sideways Live, we had you guys doing a competition to guess the weight of the Emerson. And we said to you between 3 and 3.6. That's what we said. That's what he said. It's his fault. Okay. He was being really
ambitious,
optimistic.
I think.
So what we're going to do is scratch that. If you're watching the live today, the competition starts from now. You must put what you think the Emerson has come in at. So we'll give you a hint. It's more than 3.6. I'm going to give you a hint because we said 3 to 3.6.
Okay.
Nobody's going to win it.
Just to give me an idea. Okay. So it's 7.2 metres long. It's 4.3 metres high, and 2.4 or 2.5 metres wide. Okay. So which is probably
it's got everything in it. It's
and
got
everything
the kitchen,
in it.
It's got everything
fully
in it.
loaded kitchen, appliances, the whole shooting shebang. Upstairs lofts, 2 lofts. In it. Lofts are about 1.6 metre clear ceiling height in the lofts, and because we've built it effectively square.
Okay, so what's the maximum we are allowed to be?
The maximum we're allowed to be, so we can just use electric brakes, is 4.5 tonnes.
Right.
Okay. So firstly, we've got to come under 4.5.
So it's somewhere between.
And then let's go. We'll go to 3.6. Okay.
3.6.
3.6 to 4.5 tonnes.
So whilst we're filming today and answering these questions that we've got, between 3.6 and 4.5 tonne, if you smack it on the head and you get it right, we're going to send you a Havenwood Farm care package. So that's some of our honey, some of our pecans, and just some other yummy things So, hey from Melbourne, hi. So, yes, so please, from now till the end of this video, put in what you think. 4.2 tonnes, great. Just keep putting in what you think it is, and we will choose the winner before we finish filming today. 4.1, okay, 4.3, great. Keep
we'll
going.
give you a few reminders during, just so we can...
what I'll have to do is figure out who said what. Write it down as you're doing that. So keep going. That's excellent. All right. So, we're filming this week. Jen Hawkins, am I allowed to call her Jen? I don't know. We're probably
Jennifer,
not.
like a bit of political
Madam
correctness stuff.
Hawkins, Mrs. Hawkins. I don't know. But anyway, Jennifer Hawkins filming this week. Really excited and cannot wait. 4.4, thank you. Cannot wait to have them here to show them through the tiny homes that we've got. So let's get into some questions.
Bear in mind too, I don't know the actual airing date.
We don't know. No, we'll let you know when we know.
Don't know the airing date, but once that does go to air, no doubt it's going to pick up our current workload. So we are going to get a lot busier, which means it'll push out our delivery dates. So if you're keen to sort of beat that bit of a wave that may come off, I mean, I'm being optimistic. I figured, well, if it goes national, we should get a few calls. We don't have... That's the beauty of tiny houses. We don't have to actually just service our, like a normal home or a granny flat, just
we go everywhere.
Your local suburb.
We go everywhere. We've got, so at the moment we've got a client that is moving to King Island. So just trying to figure out how we're going to get a tiny house to King Island. But we'll make it happen. Yeah. It will happen. Yeah. So, and we've actually had great conversation with the Tasmanian council.
Spoken to the local council. And it's what I say to all my clients. Because I've sort of been dealing or chatting and doing with councils for 30 odd years, maybe 35 years, actually, pretty well right for the word.
Did you start when you were a baby?
I've got a bit of age about me. Like, I'd still be 35 if you didn't keep reminding me on my birthday. But anyway, long story short, what I've done for several of our clients now, I actually make the effort of I'll ring the local council where they're going to go. I'll speak the right language. Yes. We'll basically tell them everything they need to know. And it's they don't need to know everything. But
can't
still
actually
within
get
the
it on
law.
the Spirit of Tasmania. It actually goes on a different type of barge thing.
It's on a barge.
They take concrete trucks and things over on these other barges. It's got to be craned. 4.25, thanks, Megan.
It's got to be craned onto the barge and then driven off the other end. So we've got to, with that sort of delivery, we've got to build some rigging gear and lifting gear to actually on the tiny home. Because we're doing our trailers now are aluminium, we can't do our standard bolt-on brackets onto the side of the tiny homes. We're now going to build a whole harness system that goes underneath the tiny home, so the cranes can actually lift it. So the cranes at the back end, they have what they call spreader bars. So you can picture if you hook it at the bottom and just pull it into the V at the top, it's going to crush all the tiny homes. So the crane, what they provide is spreader bars. So up the top, probably 2 or 3 metres above the top of the home, the spreader bars maybe 5 metres wide, holds the chains out on an angle like this, and they're bolted at the bottom. So that stops the tiny house getting crushed, and then it goes obviously up the crane. So from there, just lift it up and just drop it on the deck. No problem.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's really good. So
just a little bit more on the council stuff. Yeah, just to expand on that in chatting with, like, as an example, the King Island Council and planners, basically gone through, given them all the information they need to know to be able to make an informed, not decision, but give me informed information that then gives the client confidence that they can put a tiny home on their block of land. Yes. And they won't have any issues or any problems. Yeah.
We actually have had quite a number of people now who are looking for land. So if you are fairly, local or in New South Wales and you've got land available for just stick one down the backyard, happy they want to pay rent. These couples, these families are beautiful people. We would never... So all we're going to do is be putting people together. Yeah. So if you have available land, say you're a dairy farmer how you could use another $150 a week, mate, for some rent. To stick an off-grid thing down in a back paddock. No one would know they're there.
Yeah.
They're happy because they just are working from home. They just want to live a very simple life. So there's lots and lots of couples that really want to get out of the rat race. And so we can do that collaborating there together too.
What I've done with previous clients, I've got the client that's buying the tiny home, and then I've sourced the land to actually rent for them to put their tiny home, and then I've brought the two families together to meet, to have a chat, make sure the synergy's there.
That's right.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then from there it's moved forward into ideal situations.
And we've, as we said a couple of weeks ago, we've now got finance available for approved applicants, and we've had five families so far have been gone forward to do their finance.
So we've introduced them to our partners in regards to finance, and they're now in discussion, going through all the paperwork, the process,
to make that happen. What
it does, like I say to people, dreams are free. So we just need to press the button. I mean, you're a long time dead, and now's time to make the move. You can say, oh, I'm thinking about it, or I want to do it, but it's just a dream. Well, you just got to make it happen. Talk to us. We can actually make it happen. In regards to things that you thought were going to be a sticky point.
Dreams without action is just a wish.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You've got to act on them.
You've got to act on it. You've got to press the button.
That's it. And we can help you do that.
Yeah.
So let's get some questions. Oh, firstly, I have to read you this question that came through on our Facebook page. I'll comment. It was so cute, and I just thought you guys would love to hear this. So this lady says, okay, you've got my attention. Just love this tiny living solution. What a beautiful end of that old dull caravan. I'm in total awe. Could I please get an estimated pricing on a home similar to your introductory picture? I think that was the Dawson. I'm guessing that fixtures and fittings, layout, etc. is at the customer's call and priced on top of basic design price. Can I please get a minimum price of a Havenwood home in the corrugated tin and in fibro or weatherboard? I will sit back and chew my nails in anticipation awaiting your reply. Can't wait to maybe one day be actually living in one of your dreamy and brilliant homes. Unique, just like me. That's great. So did you want to answer that question? Because she might be...
Oh, okay.
She might be listening.
Well, we've got a price range from $60,000 up to $120,000. At this stage, we've been able to hold our prices, but all of our suppliers in the last month have all sent letters through. There's going to be price increases. China's going AWOL, so now the prices are going up. Not that we get anything from China. Well, actually, do we get anything from China?
Any products?
Our Colorbond is Australian.
Yep.
Trailers are Australian. Maybe appliances.
The appliances would come
from China.
Yes.
I don't know where they make it.
GE appliances.
Most of the range.
Italy? No, I don't know. We could find out though. I don't know if it really matters.
Euromade.
That's Europe, yes.
Yeah.
That's Italy.
Like Europe, right?
Italy. It's Italy.
Right.
Yep.
Italy.
Right. So let's get into the questions this week. So we've got a model that we're building that has an upstairs toilet. I think we told you all about it a few weeks back. For our clients, they needed another toilet upstairs as well as a bathroom downstairs. So a very, very clever man said, well, how does the wastewater go? Grey water go? Where does it go? So can you answer that question?
Yeah, okay. The compost toilet we've used, it can be totally self-contained, but we actually set them up so the fluids drain from the actual compost toilet, so it's only the solids that stay in the compost toilet. So during construction, what we've actually done is put a drainage line in behind our cladding, up and recessed it above cupboards, in here and up there, so it curls up
all
through all hidden away. You don't see it.
Yep. And where does that go?
And the outlet comes out at the top, and obviously that plugs into the into the
other end.
Compost toilet. Mm-hmm. So obviously, if you do a number twos up there, which you may do, then every so often you've got to empty the bucket.
Yep.
However, as with just the fluids and the sawdust that they run with, so that makes them odourless. So what we do, we've taken the drainage pipe all the way down to the bottom of the tiny home, all totally concealed, brought out the bottom and connected it into our grey water line, which ultimately from there taps into all our grey water lines, so the shower, the sink, and goes into.
Cool.
You have all your ag lines all underground, so they're all going to be dug under the ground. All your ag lines covered back over with earth, and then that becomes your actual seepage pit for all your grey water.
Okay.
For your time. So that's.
Okay.
But it's all concealed. It's not messy. You don't see anything, and you don't smell anything, and it's just great.
Yeah.
So now they've got 2 toilets in their tiny home.
Yeah.
Which, because a lot of clients, they want their bedroom upstairs, and the first thing that comes to mind, what they're thinking is, but I go to the toilet, a couple of times a night, and well, so do I.
Yeah.
So I know they want to ask it, so I just tell them.
Yeah.
And so there's always a way around stuff. So
So see the tiny house in the background. You can see that there.
That one.
What it looks like is it's a very small loft space because the way it's been built. See if you can draw with your finger whereabouts is the actual floor of that next level, so that people can understand. So where the gutter is, that's not the loft space. So you show them whereabouts.
Typically, when people look at a home, they think the gutter. Whoa, whoa. Woo-hoo. Damn, I'm staying back here, Dad. It's dangerous up there. But I just got to say, see the gutter? There it is.
Come here.
Yeah.
About there?
Yeah. No, the gutter.
Yes.
No, that's halfway through the window, Dad.
No, I'm sorry.
What are you thinking?
The level of the upstairs
okay,
bedroom.
that's the gutter. Where you get the pin there.
Gutter.
That's the gutter.
Come down.
Typically, when you look at a home, you sort of think that's the ceiling height, so people think it's just a single level.
Yes.
But this is like, actually, I had a guy say the other day, this is like a TARDIS.
Right.
He's come inside and he's gone, what the? Where did this come from? There's so much space.
I'm trying to put it on the outside.
Okay. So see the top of the windows?
Here?
No, that's cladded. Windows. Top of windows.
This
Hello.
window here. There?
Yeah. Okay. Top of the windows. That's our actual loft level. So that's at 2 metres high.
Yes.
Okay. Then we've got, so above that then is your loft. So,
yes.
And we end up with 1.85 metres clear ceiling height.
Okay, so you picture yourself, you're standing where that pen is. That's the floor of your bedroom.
Yeah.
You are not crawling into anything.
No, it's
you are standing up.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to show you how we've dressed this home for the film shoot on this week. So
actually, had some people inquiring today coming in, and of course the chap's 6'2". Like, why is it that tall people want to live in tiny houses? Like every second person's 6 foot. Like
it's just us that's vertically challenged.
It was so funny. He sort of came. He said, "Rick, I'm going to be the devil's advocate. I'm going to be critical, and I'm going to when I come in.
Good.
I'm just going to ask the question.
That's right.
And I'm going to look at it.
Yep.
I'm 6'2".
Yep.
I don't want to get out of bed and bump my head on the ceiling.
Have to crawl.
And his wife was like, no, I want to be able to walk around the bed, to be able to make my bed. I don't like making the bed, but when I do make the bed, I want it to be easy.
Yes.
So anyway, he what would you call it?
What did he say?
Well,
did he
didn't say
freak
anything.
out when he stood up upstairs?
He just started walking upstairs.
Yeah.
And when he got upstairs, he stood up. He was a bit ginger to start with. He sort of went up a bit high, up a bit high, up a bit high. It's like, oh, I could stand up in this, and I got my big boots on. This would work. Yeah. So, in actual fact, what I said to him was, if say you're 6'2", what we can actually do is we'll rob say an inch out of our mezzanine level.
Yeah.
So maybe drop say maybe 20 millimetres out of our loft level. So you can still walk through there being tall, but that gives you that extra inch above your head when you get upstairs.
Yes.
Just in case that odd occasion you walk up there with your boots on and you don't want to bump your head. There's nothing worse like coming out of high rise, like walking along the scaffold and bumping your head. There's nothing worse, you know. So that was reasonably critical for this guy. So he was quite impressed. He was.
You know what? We need to get into our questions this week.
Well, let's go.
Let's do it. Righto. If you've got any questions while we're talking, please type them on there and we'll answer them as they come up. So don't forget to be, if you missed it earlier, whilst we're filming, let us know what you think the Emerson model, which is over there, weighs, because we've had it weighed. We'll give you a little hint It's between 3.6 and 4.5 tonne. So whoever is the closest gets a care package from us.
Homegrown honey.
Honey, pecans, and some other cool things. Yeah. We'll figure it out. But stuff from the farm and nice card and whatever, something.
And, not the duck eggs, the duck eggs. We've got to get rid of that drake.
We do.
Got to get rid of the drake.
We had very nice curried eggs, beautiful curried eggs, very nice curried
eggs. Duck eggs are beautiful, but not when they got crossed and you crack it open, there's a chicken in there. It's just
we won't do that.
It's not pretty.
Anyway.
Oh, no.
Onto the...
Chicken in a duck egg? Duck in a duck egg.
Okay. What are you drinking? What is this? It's not coffee. Okay.
That was coffee to be cold.
It's not coffee. Oh, we won't go there. Okay. Second question, because we talked about the toilet. What style of tow hitch do you need on the larger models?
Yeah, okay. It's all to do with tonnage. The 50mm tow ball, you can only tow up to, I think it's about 3.5 tonne with a 50mm standard tow ball. So as soon as you go above 3.5, you've got to up it to a 70mm tow ball. Obviously, which means a different coupling on the actual tiny home itself. But what I find, and when I'm towing 4.5 tonne or up to that, we use the ring pull system. It's a massive ring like this, and you can actually buy a coupling that can take a 50mm tow ball and also drag the ring pull. So it's a multi-purpose coupling that I've got on my ute. Mm-hmm. So I can move the tiny homes around, whether they're the 50mm tow ball or the ring pull system. The ring pull, and we rate all of our running gear. So when I say running gear, axles, wheels, springs, and towing hitch up to 6 tonne. So
when you say you rate it, it means that's what it can pull.
Yes. That's what it's all rated at. Even though our tiny homes are only 4.5 or less.
Yep.
But I look at it for the.
You don't want your tyres popping and.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if our tiny homes are going to Western Australia, and I want to make sure I get there. So I up the running gear at my expense. I'll make sure we've got the. Because I remember a year ago, the first tiny home we built was built on the max, like 4.5. Wheels, rims, all that sort of gear, and it was just screaming. I didn't feel comfortable towing it. Everything was sort of like on the edge. They reckon if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. But when you're towing 4.5 tonne, you want it to get there. You
want it to work.
Yeah, so,
that's right. Okay, well, that's very important for people who might be even DIYing a tiny home.
Yeah.
They've got to get, it's like any building, isn't it? You've got to get the foundations right.
That's right.
If you don't have the foundations right, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You really are.
Doesn't matter how well you build the tiny home on top of your foundation.
Doesn't matter what it looks like on top.
If you haven't got the trailer and all the running gear right, you're in trouble.
That's right, exactly.
Big trouble. Yeah.
That's it. You can put all this stuff on the outside, but if the inside's pretty yucky, no good. Okay. Are there brakes on your tiny house trailers?
Yes. Okay, with up to 4.5 tonne. The reason we don't go above 4.5 tonne is because you've got to use air brakes, which are very costly and whatnot. So by keeping it under the 4.5 tonne, you can just get away with electric brakes. So they're all like adjustable in your cabin and stuff.
Right.
And what that does, it's all connected through to your 7-plug system. So when you hook it up and you're towing it, you put your foot on the brake. The first brake to come on, you can actually adjust this, you can feel it. The first brake to come on is the actual tiny house brakes.
Right.
If it's adjusted right.
Yeah,
so that means you're slowing the weight behind you first before your actual prime mover.
Excellent.
What that does is saves the brakes on your prime mover.
Yep.
And not only it's a safer way to travel, because if you jam your foot on your brakes on the prime mover, you'll jack, and you still got the weight travelling behind you, you'll just jackknife the trailer.
That's what happened to that one that went sort of viral, that poor people that lost their tiny home. Okay.
Hence with electric brakes, up to 4.5 tonne, you're slowing that tiny house down
slowing
first.
It down first and then...
And you're not wearing your brakes out on your prime mover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. I don't need my tiny house for 12 months. Do you lay by or do it in time rather than all at once?
Yeah, for sure. See, a lot of people, I mean, obviously you can save your own money, but the good thing about potentially lay-buying, I suppose lay-buy is the word, is that what you're doing, you're locking your tiny home in today's prices. I mentioned earlier about the price rises because of things are just, all the suppliers are going up.
Yep.
So by locking in today, what you're doing in 12 months' time, and by doing it in progress claims payments over the 12-month period.
Yes.
So,
for example, the first one is for the trailer. So they could get their trailer, they've got their trailer.
Yeah, that's right.
It can sit in our factory until
that's right.
Then
so
the next stage.
We wouldn't take necessarily 12 months to build it. What we do, we just put it in between jobs. In between this job to that job, we do a bit more on this one. But ultimately, what we do, we pan it out over the 12 months to be comfortable with your payment plan.
Yeah.
But at least once you do your final payment, or whether it's financed, what you've done, you've locked it in the cheaper price. Now, a 10% price rise is something like 12 to 15 grand.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money. Ultimately, what you're doing is saving those price increases by locking in.
Okay, good. We had a couple that are looking at some land at Mudgee, and there's nothing on it.
Right.
And they want to know, like, there's no services and there's no power. To get power to where they want to be, it's just going to cost a fortune. So, off-grid, how does it work?
Yeah, okay. Our standard tiny homes come off semi-off-grid at the moment. So they've got a compost toilet in it, and we set up. We've got pumps in it to be able to pump your own rainwater, because we have gutters all the way around our tiny home, so you can collect your own rainwater and pump that through the tiny home. Then you've got the optional extras of our solar package. Okay, we've come up with a budget solar package. Okay, that'll get you across the line and will suffice. And if you're really wise using solar power, like you can't go and have half an hour showers and
goodness.
And what you don't go and cook a baked dinner at night time and use all your battery power up.
Yeah.
So you've got storage, you've got battery storage, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
So what we supply is 4 360 watt solar panels, which goes on the flat section of our roof, so you're not looking at ugly solar panels.
Yep.
Okay. Inside our toolbox, where we have all our gas bottles and pump and whatnot, we put a 2.5 kilowatt inverter, and with that we supply 310 volt batteries. Standard, when I say standard use, refrigerator, LED lighting, computer and a LED TV or a digital TV or something like that. It's not going to draw too much power.
Right.
So that sort of style will be fine. And if you want to cook a baked dinner, cook it during the daytime when the sun's out. So your sun goes straight into your oven. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. Or get something that's outside, like a Weber or something. You can do your slow cooked beef or whatever out there. Go and catch some fish from the dam.
Fish from the dam. Did that last week. Beautiful.
Yes.
Silver perch.
Next question. You've actually probably answered this. I read on your website that you do solar, so I think you just answered that question.
Okay.
What size vehicle do I need to tow the tiny home? So as you can see, just move your head, Fred. There's the little red is the third one. That's the smallest one. Yes, we barbecue, of course. So that one there is
2.4 tonne. 2.4 tonne. At 2.4 tonne.
And can be towed with what?
Small four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Actually, even some of your sedans will tow 2.5 tonne.
Yes.
So just put tow ball
But these big ones, these deluxe ones,
the bigger ones are 4.5.
Yep.
Now, once you get above, some of your big Land Cruisers will tow up to about 3.5 tonne. Of course, your Dodge Rams, they'll go over 4.5 tonne. But to actually be legal on the road with a 4.5 tonne tiny home, you need a 4.5 tonne truck, or a 5 tonne tipper, whatever.
Yeah.
But to be legal on the road.
Again, these ones are not, you're not going to be moving these all the time. It's just...
Yeah, you wouldn't take one of these puppies out on a day trip, you know.
No.
It's a big effort.
Because we've built these to be, these have got the full kitchens in them. They've got, these are to really live in with your family for a really long time.
They're like a granny flat on wheels.
Really is. It's totally different to the tiny homes that you see on a lot of the shows that are really being built for people to come and stay in for a weekend. There's not a lot of kitchen facilities. There's like a big bedroom with a big window, and it's lovely for staying in for the weekend. But to live in these permanently. You need all the things that you would have in your own home. Good sized cupboards, good sized storage for clothes and shoes and crafts and you know, the things that you do with your daily life.
I think I think what happens when people go and look at tiny homes, a lot of them sort of forget, oh, what about my clothes? Where am I going to put my clothes? Where am I going to store stuff?
Next time you go to a tiny home display village or you're looking at it on Instagram, have a look, say, in the bedrooms. Look at their bed and see what else is in that room. Is there a bedside table? Where do I put my phone? Or where do I put my glass of water? Is there even a cupboard for my clothes? Is there any hanging? A lot of them have nothing but the bed. So it's just like they look beautiful, but practicality wise,
good for weekends and stuff. But I think if you're going to live in something full time, and a lot of
I'm not putting anyone else down. Please hear me. But what I am saying is,
a lot of companies are getting very ingenuitive, and they're coming up with all these clever little storage designs, which is fantastic. But I guess because ours are that much bigger, what it means is our storage cupboards, like I've lost count of how many people have come in and said, wow, your kitchen is bigger than my kitchen and I live in a house, you know. So it's the cabinetry itself is huge. It's 16 grand just for our kitchen cabinetry. That'll give you an idea on price, okay, on size. Okay, so our 16, and that's my buy price. That's my buy price.
That's the same price as what I put my kitchen in my house.
Yeah, that's right. So it just gives you an idea how much cabinetry actually goes in to our tiny homes. It's not a Bunnings put together little slap up kitchenette thing. There's a lot of effort we put into our tiny homes because we know, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of the ladies like a good kitchen. Come on, Dad. Say it. Go on, you say it. You won't say it. Go on, you won't.
We do have underbed storage. We actually do that. Thank you for saving that conversation because we could have just got into a very inconvenient discussion between us because a lot of men like cooking. Maybe not my husband, but there's a lot of men that love
barbecue. Barbecue.
This fella, you just said hubby's at the barbecue. Yes.
Good on you, bro. You're on my side. Thank you, sir.
Anyway, moving on. Next question
what
before someone punches you through the screen. See, what sort of things do you provide in your basic models? We sort of really almost answered that one too.
Effectively. When you buy a house, everything's in there. You just got to bring your fridge and your microwave. So similar to our tiny homes, ovens, stoves, toilets, showers, taps, everything's in there. All you can do is bring your fridge and your microwave.
But we can also put that in for you if you want it.
But we put out, I think we've mentioned, we cater for the larger fridges, the stand-up fridges. So 1.6 metre high fridge goes into our tiny home. So, plenty of room, plenty of storage, beer fridge, heaps of room, Dar.
Yep. Okay. I live in Victoria. Do you deliver to Victoria?
Yes, well...
We said that earlier. We'll deliver anywhere.
We do deliver anywhere, and as mentioned, we've upped the rating of all our running gear, so a trip to Victoria is no problem.
And if it's in a really great spot, maybe we'll just bring all the kids. Come and have a visit with you. Well, we've actually done deliveries where we've done some landscaping as well. So we've actually put... we do that. That's part of our service as well. So we put on the truck the plants and all the things, and we do the whole lot. Yeah, the boys will stay there and get it all done. If you need levelling done,
and what I'll do, and I've had a client ask about the levelling. If I know that levelling is required, what I'll do, I'll float my Bobcat up with the tiny home in the delivery, and we can do the cut the fill dar, get nice and level.
We've had a question, can we put a stainless steel kitchen sink in? Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
We can do that.
Well, there's the sinks, what's the brand?
We actually do have stainless sink.
Yeah.
It's like a butler style sink. It's got the deeper, so that you could, if you had a baby, you could actually bath your baby in it, and it's got a little drainer on the side. I love it. It's fantastic.
The sinks we actually provide standard, about 250, 300 millimetres deep.
Yeah.
And they're huge. Like, they're massive things. Like you said, you put a baby in it.
Yeah. You can do so much in it. You could, put your washing in there and soak, and it has multiple uses. So it's really cool.
Very large sinks.
Yeah. Right. Next question. My initial location for the tiny house is for about 6 months, and then I'm going to be moving north.
Yep.
So how can I relocate it, and how does that work?
Well, with our packages we're doing at the moment, we're doing free delivery anywhere in New South Wales. And with that delivery, we'll drop them off, and then in 6 months' time, if you need to relocate them, we can either set you up with a transport company to move them on, or if we can find the time, we'll do it ourselves. But it's a real simple move. It's our tiny homes are easily packed up, even though they have awnings and decks and whatnot on them. It's a real simple process, and we provide 4 2-ton jacks with our tiny homes and the brackets on the side. So you can actually, when we drop them off to site, we set them up for people, we jack them up. We take about probably 3/4 of the weight, so 3/4 of the 4.5 tonne we take on the jack. So we're jacking the home, not off the ground, because you lose a bit of stability. We'll jack it up to take about 3/4 of the weight onto the jack. So what that's doing is saving your running gear. So your wheels and your springs and your axles and stuff are fully laden every day with 4.5 tonne. So whenever you want to move your tiny home, wind your jacks down, take the jacks off and hook it up, and away you go.
Yeah.
The decks themselves, as you can see in the background, Dale, that's your nose, sorry.
The decks are here. So there's the awning.
Yeah.
There's the poles.
And the deck,
And the deck's here.
These awnings and
if
decks,
you just move that way a little bit, you can see on this one,
you
there's
see a bit
another
better.
deck there.
Yeah.
And there's the awning. So they all fold like this.
Yeah.
That folds down.
Yeah.
And that folds up.
Yeah. So
Onto the side
they're
of
all
the
on
house.
they're all on hinges, stainless steel hinges. So when we pack that up, for me to set that, I can do it all by myself. I fold the deck up, fold the roof down.
Another thought,
bolts together.
What we're thinking about doing, and probably should do, is doing a little, like a YouTube private video for people who buy, when you're buying this, and so then you can access it at any time, in how to put it down, put it up, how to do that when you're moving. So I thought that might be a good thing to have. So for our clients, we just have this little private exclusive YouTube-y section that you can, how to do this, how to do that on their tiny home, no matter how many years later it is. Yeah. They just do that.
And it's the fact that the awning and the decks, because it's all rigid and solid, it's simpler. Like, I've done some of them awnings on the side of caravans.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like hard work. These things here, like, honestly, it takes me literally, I reckon, 10, 15 minutes to set up my awning and my deck.
Yes.
Product
placement.
That'll be stoning.
Advertising right now. Here comes the ad. No. We use our son-in-law's truck to move these. So, or we hire from Kennards.
Kennards hire. Yeah,
just hire a truck for the day.
Yep.
It's not hard to do.
Yeah. You only need a medium rigid licence to be able to hire the truck to be able to tow these.
Yes.
So you can go down to your local hire shop if you want to move it yourself.
Yep.
$150 for the day.
Yep.
Hook it up.
Yep.
Rag it, away you go. Happy days.
So what else did we have to talk about? A smart idea instructional video. I'm thinking the same thing. I think we should do that. So we just have to get better at the technology, and then we'll be on deck. So yes, we need to hire someone to help us with all of that stuff. But we need to do the giveaway. We need to do the giveaway.
Yeah, okay.
Because I've been writing down people's guesses. So I'm going to tell you what the guesses were.
Right.
And then you can tell me who was the closest. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, so Leisha Stuckey said 3.99 tonne. Steph Dempsey 3.95. Gail Robertson 3.9. Yeket Snave 3.85. Alison Downs 3.985. Now there were some others, but they aren't in the equation. They were a lot over. So these ones are in the vicinity of it. Yeah. We've just had a question about what's in the cup. Okay, before we give you the answer to this, let me tell you. What is in the cup? Okay. We're not sponsored at all. He's got his wine in the cup because...
I didn't know that.
It's like coffee, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tea. Ah, okay.
Yeah. Tea.
Is it?
Okay,
No.
tea.
Is it
How
no?
many people, right?
Yeah.
You're working at your office, you got your cup of tea, right? You're into it, you're working on your computer, doing your stuff, and you're ringing, you're doing all your stuff you got to do, right? And you go and do a job, and you come back, and anyway, about an hour or so later, I forgot about my coffee. And you sit there and you look at your coffee, like you know it's cold, right?
Yeah.
You know it's cold.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, I wonder if it's cold. And you go to have that sip, right? You ready? Oh, crap, it's cold. Well, of course it's cold. You've left it for an hour. But
Yeah. So then what happens? You put it in the microwave to warm it up.
So then, of course, what you do, you've been that flat out doing your homework and your tests and whatever you're doing, and now your coffee's gone cold. Well, I can't just throw that out. That's coffee. Might be a poor man's coffee, but hey, it's coffee. Yeah. So why don't I go to the microwave and I heat it up? So when you crack the microwave open, there's your last coffee. It's still in the microwave. Hey, you all know you do it, right? I'm just saying it.
Yes. That's so true.
Yeah.
How many times have I drunk it cold knowing it was going to be cold? Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the...
Okay.
Okay, so let me tell you again. We've got a few people that are around the right weight. So we've got a 3.99, 3.95, 3.9, 3.85, 3.985. Hang on a second. We said somewhere between 3.6 and the maximum is 4.5.
Yeah.
So we're way under the maximum, but what is it, Rick?
Okay.
What is it?
This is, I mean, I think I was a little bit optimistic. I was thinking I was going to be bringing it in.
What's the weight?
I was thinking I was going to bring it around 3.3.
Yeah, no, that
so
didn't
I could tow
happen.
it with a 4B, but
happen.
Unfortunately,
We'll have to keep working on getting it right down. Let's go. How much?
Anyway, long story short, we've got this guy's a professional. Mobile weighbridge. He puts scales under each wheel and also under the tow hitch. Okay, so we've got 5 because it's a bogey axle. Okay, so bogey axle, 4 scales and under the tow hitch. Okay, so
it's very accurate.
Very accurate. Yeah, it's down to the.
What is it?
Down to the kilo.
Stop wasting time.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're okay. 3.92.
3.92. Okay.
2 tonnes.
So we've got Gail Robertson at 3.9 and
There was one at 3.8.
3.985, 3.85, 3.95. So I think
3.95.
3.95
That's
at 3.9. What's
Oh,
closer?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gail.
3.9.
Gail's got it.
Gail has won the lucky door
Gail.
prize.
Woo, Gail. So I'll be in touch with you, Gail. Or if you message, I'll figure out who you are and I'll stalk you and I'll find you and I'll send you a message and I'll get your address and we'll send you a beautiful package from here to say thank you so much. Yeah, you're watching. So cool. So you won. Yeah. So we'll send you something amazing and we've thank you so much for being part of it. It was just a bit of fun today, and
it's always pretty scary. And I'm assuming the other guys, other tiny house builders, do this as well. And you've built your tiny house, you've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. You've got all the bells and whistles in it, and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, now I've got to weigh it. What's it going to come in at? And what do you do? Okay, what do? You come in over at 4.5 tonne, because remember, over 4.5 tonne. Then you're illegal if you just leave the electric brakes on it and your towing vehicle and then maybe your running gear, you've only set that up at 4.5. I mean, it's a pretty, what would you call it, on-edge stuff, like as you're weighing it, So to come in half a tonne under, hey, I'm pretty happy about that.
That's
actually more,
good.
nearly 600 kilos. Nearly 600 kilos underweight.
Yes.
So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yes, and people are pretty upset. They're very close on the weight. And we will definitely come and visit you at King Island.
Yeah.
The next giveaway should be a tiny. Hey, we'll see how we go. Hey, you know what? We would absolutely love to get to a place where we could give away tiny homes to really deserving people. Like, we would love that. We're not there yet, but we will. That's really on our heart to do. So look forward. We would be so
and
good.
just on the weights too.
Yes.
On our larger homes, this one over here, there it is. There, a combination of our aluminium trailers and our construction methods and everything we do. They come in around about 4.2 to 4.4 tonnes. So pretty happy about that. The one
because of course, people then living in it and they're putting their clothes and all their things, and so they've got to have room to
you need
add.
Need to because you see a lot of caravans, just normal caravans going down the road, and you can just look at them, they're overweight to a mile. They're sort of rocking around the road.
So just wanted to quickly, before we finish up for today, to let you know that we will be at the Caravan and Camping Show in April at Rosehill Racecourse.
That's where we'll be launching the Emerson.
We will be launching the Emerson, which is back there. It's almost ready to go. We will be at Mudgee Day in July. We will be at the Bendigo Tiny House Festival in September. We will be at the Murrum Bateman Field Day in, I think that's October, and Orange Field Day in October as well. I think that's all the shows, but we could always add some more.
We're contemplating the Sydney Home Show again. We did the Sydney Home Show last year. Great response. Of course, COVID hit the day after. So that sort of knocked us around a bit. Phones went quiet for quite a while. So we may get back there to the Sydney Home Show as well. So
so a bit about the farm. So each week, what we're going to do with at the beginning of this live, we talked about each week what we're going to have is trying to do some different things. So we're going to do a little bit of an around the farm segment, things we've been doing here on our farm. And so some weeks we'll actually show you something. Some weeks we'll talk about what's been going on, like if we've had babies born, calves, ducks, chickens, all the things. So just to give you a bit more background about us and what we do here as well, we might talk a little bit about the foster children in our care without giving away too much privacy stuff, but all the other stuff that we do so that you actually understand more about us as well. Because for us, this whole company journey, it's a collaborative effort, and we just love getting to know people and building a relationship with our clients. It's not just a one-off, let's sell you a house and see you later. It's actually something that we we love what we do.
Had a customer today said, Rick, you look like you really enjoy doing what you do.
No, here's what he actually said. Here's what he actually said. He said, you look exactly like you do on your lives.
Yeah, okay.
That's what he said.
And my response was, the reason I do the lives is so that when you get here, you're not so shocked. You sort of got, it's like getting the heads up,
He did put a better shirt on. That's probably about it. But what you see is what you get.
Yeah, that's
this
right,
is us.
Yeah.
This is us. Yeah. We we are, can I just say for a moment to the ladies that are watching, I was always going to be one of those women, like when I hit menopause, I was never going to do this thing. Never. Not going to happen. Like, that's not me. I'm not going to be that person. I'm that person. I'm just like, oh. So, where I'm menopausal, in our 50s, we just love what we do, and we really want to help you get into a home that will give you so much joy and take away the stress and burden of life.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
So that's it for us this week. We'll see you next Sunday. It was really great to catch up with you. And Gail will have your care package out to you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hooroo.